Sweeney Among the Nightingales was written by TS Eliot in 1918. Before looking into the poetic lines, this poem has the background of a mythological story. King Atreus and Queen Irope had two sons, Agamemnon and Menelaus. Agamemnon, king of Mycenae, was married to Clytemnestra, and Menelaus was married to Helen. Agamemnon and Clytemnestra had Iphigenia, Electra, Laodice, Orestes, and Chrysothemis. When Helen was taken to Troy of Paris, Agamemnon commanded the united Greek armed forces, um, knowing the Trojan War. Upon Agamemnon's return from Troy, he was killed by Aegisthus, um, who was the lover of Clytemnestra. Clytemnestra had illegal relationship with Aegisthus. The reason was to avenge the death of her daughter Iphigenia, whom Agamemnon had sacrificed for the sake of success in the war, and also because of her adulterous love for Aegisthus. So finally, what happens is Orestes and Electra kills Clytemnestra. The title of the poem has been taken from Bianca Among the Nightingale, written by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. The poem is about Sweeney, who is the hero of the poem, um, and it talks about how Sweeney uh, experiences um, and escapes from the murder among the nightingales. It is in contrast with Agamemnon's story. Ape-necked Sweeney spread his knees, letting his arms hang down to laugh. The zebra stripes along his jaw, swelling to maculate giraffe. Ape-neck Sweeney. Sweeney's appearance is mentioned here. There is ape-neck. He looks like an ape. He's sprawling. His body. He is like very sitting in a relaxed mood, letting his arms hang down to laugh. The zebra stripes along his jaw, swelling to maculate giraffe. Maculate is defiled or very dirty. So he looks like the the body looks like the zebra stripes along his jaw. Along his jaw is when he laughs, his teeth are white, but the skin of the lips is black. So that is black and white. That is why it is mentioned as zebra. Swelling to maculate giraffe. Sweeney looks like a spotted giraffe. The circles of the stormy moon slide westward toward the river plate. Death and the raven drift above, and Sweeney guards the horned gate. The circles of the stormy moon slide westward toward the river plate. River plate is in South America, and this stanza talks about the impending disaster. The circles of the stormy moon slide westward toward the river plate. Death and the raven drift above, and Sweeney guards the horned gate. So, god of death and a raven constellation move in the sky, spelling doom for somebody. And Sweeney guards the horned gate as Sweeney is fully aware of what is going to happen in the future. That is why he's so vigilant. He becomes so aware of the danger and becomes vigilant and watchful. He keeps a watch at horned gate. He keeps a strong security for himself. Gloomy Orion and the dog. The stars Orion and the dog are covered with clouds, and it is an indication of misfortune. Are veiled. This gloomy Orion and the dog are veiled and hushed the shrunken seas. The person in the Spanish cape tries to sit on Sweeney's knees, and as the stars are covered with clouds, it suggests again an impending disaster and hushed the shrunken seas. It silenced the seas, which means the planets are in unusual position. The person in the Spanish cape tries to sit on Sweeney's knees. That is the first nightingale, the first prostitute. Um, she has been hired to, keeps Sweeney busy in sexual activities or sexual attraction to sexually attract Sweeney. The person in the Spanish cape is the first prostitute. She tries to sit on Sweeney's knees, slips and pulls the tablecloth, overturns a coffee cup reorganized upon the floor. She yawns and draws a stocking up. Sweeney, Sweeney, when he tries to shift his position, she falls down and she clutches the tablecloth in order to save herself from falling. And the coffee cup overturns, and again she reorganizes the herself upon the floor, and she yawns and draws a stocking up. In the sense, she regains her senses and also suggests that the prostitute is least disturbed. The silent man in mocha brown sprawls at the windowsill and gapes. The waiter brings in oranges, bananas, figs, and hothouse grapes. The silent man, again, one of the conspirators to kill Sweeney, is dressed in mocha brown, sprawls at the windowsill and gapes. He looks like an animal. The waiter brings in oranges, bananas, figs, and hothouse grapes. The silent vertebrate in brown contracts and concentrates, withdraws. The silent man in mocha brown uh, contracts and concentrates, and also withdraws. Rabinovich, Rachel, also known as Rabinovich, the second prostitute, tears at the grapes with murderous paws. She's um, eating the grapes with that murderous paws. She and the lady in the cape are suspect, thought to be in league. Therefore, the man with heavy eyes declines the gambit, shows fatigue. So, Sweeney finds uh, that both the ladies, both the prostitutes, are the suspect and thought to be in the game, and therefore the man, Sweeney, fakes the tiredness, and he refuses to get into the move, get into the game of this sex. Leaves the room and reappears outside the window, leaning in. Branches of wisteria circumscribe a golden grin. Finally, Sweeney escapes the room, leaves the room, and reappears outside the window. He hides himself behind the window, leaning. He leans and watches from the window. Branches of wisteria circumscribe a golden grin. Finally, he's happy and he's all peaceful that he escapes from the prostitutes, the conspirators. The host, with someone indistinct, converses at the door apart. The nightingales are singing near the convent of the Sacred Heart. And from the window, he watches that the host, with someone, with strangeness, is conversing at the door. So that is when he finds that also the host is a part of the conspiracy. The nightingales are singing near the convent of the Sacred Heart. Again, it explains that the nightingales are singing. Why the nightingales are singing? And sang with a bloody wood when Agamemnon cried aloud and let their liquid siftings fall. to stain the stiff, dishonored shroud. This tells about Agamemnon. When he died, nightingales cried, and nobody was there to mourn for Agamemnon, or nobody was there to rescue Agamemnon from the murder. And the nightingales threw their dripping on him, and that tainted the sheets of the dead king, the tainted the shroud, and made the shroud dishonored. So this stanza is placed in contrast with T.S. Eliot's idea, because in the mythology Agamemnon dies, but in the poem Sweeney escapes from the murder.